tupatia nantia hatia ululu hartia kulu kumbaya gracia tu feresiemba I le tasiemba hatire greha reasa narqua le kurtu fandire kisot arki mahatia kraku e kurma pataya itire siakrai I profondo faria shiti ratakna bakraya kadasindi it at uru fartimara kiso atimara yakatu Laratandia kraktue mahatia mahma ipea wutufa. Hey Robin, wutupa kibrati arendete. Hey Tina, how are you? Grandia Santano at Via Coinas no the Wasia, that's a long time. Oh hey everybody. Hi Andrew. The giggler, hello. How's everybody feeling? Gratuya Sandaku Eama Rai Krakusiata. Lisa, long time no see on a live. I don't know if I've ever seen you on a live before. It's good to see you here. Well, I guess you're gonna get used to jumping on more lives, right? Hi everyone, how's everybody feeling? It's been a bit since I jumped on a live, so I am not really sure what I'm doing. And the music's bothering me, so. Hello from Arkansas. Well, hello, I'm up in Washington State, near Seattle. Almost got your PTSD settled and I got a job interview coming up. Well, congratulations, Andrew. Good luck to you. Hi, Lynette. How are you? How's everybody feeling? How are you feeling? How's everybody feeling? Things have been a little interesting. I'm just going to set the room up a little bit. Tina, how have you been doing? How have you been settling in? There's some really interesting energy before I jumped on. Oops. My screen jumbled up. I don't know why my screen gets really dark. You like that? San Diego tuning in. Awesome. I used to live in Mission Beach, Pacific Beach area. I loved it. So weird. My screen is so dark. I don't know why it gets really dark. Oh no, kidney stones. I'm sorry. You know what we're going to do? Hi, Stacy. What we're going to do, I think just right off the bat, is get some energies going. Just jump into just do some straight energy work. Just do some healing work and see what comes through. Just have some stuff moving through. Why is my screen so dark? I almost can't see anything. 1 second. 1 second. Let's get some ideas for healing. So start throwing out some intentions for healing. And we'll do some group healing work here. So I've already got kidney stones. I'm just going to put that one up. Kidneys. What else? Whatever comes up first. We got 12 slots. 12 slots. Knees. Arthritis. Anxiety, panic attacks, heart, inflammation again, upper back, heart, lower back. Anxiety, depression, liver. Got anxiety, we got depression. Lungs, that can work. We got knees on there. Let's do blood stuff. Don't know what we mean. We got anxiety on there. Everything healed. Oh, thank you for the roses, Heather. Adrenals? Why not? Adrenals. Let's do adrenals. Thank you for that, Lucky to be. And then each time we do one of these, I'll scratch one off. So what I'm doing, just for people who are interested, is I'm just writing down the different areas of healing, different focuses of healing. And this little circle here, I've been guided to limit it to 12. I used to have a whole bunch, but they're asking me to limit it to 12. And then we'll do a little pendulum, let the pendulum pick, and then we'll go through. And each time we remove one, we'll also add another one back. So I've got knees on there, I've got a bunch of stuff on there, but we'll let the pendulum pick, and we'll see what comes through. This way it just kind of, the energy is already a little bit weird for me today. So this is gonna help me out, while hopefully helping other people out too. It's been a while since I've been on the live, and my sensitivity is quite back up there again. So they being the big version of me, they being my collective of me's. All right, let me see. Let's see what comes through. Looks like anxiety/panic related intentions. So just chill things down. Maybe that's what I'm feeling too, because I'm feeling a lot of like, it's not quite anxious energy, but it's like really high energy, which makes it kind of like, it's a lot in the solar plexus, a lot in the throat, a lot like just like in this tightness here. So we're going to see what comes through for that, because I can actually feel, you can probably even hear it in my voice, where it's like kind of squeezing my upper energy centers, especially in the solar plexus and stuff. So I was feeling that before I even jumped on, and I knew it wasn't mine, because I was like, no, this is not mine, but it was pretty intense. So I'm glad that we're doing this one first, and we'll see what comes through for everybody. Nobody does enough exercise. Chine etere situation no ku ale la renta usira tu efana masu arakia tu rimba yakre kuswa. Chini anturunda resi arakia tanji reflect urim ham puartia sien yakraisu. Chini tira satari kanda katarki matiara katisiti efe tamburku atia. Kishiti nandara tu resi ma yarakitiara su atia. Chepafia mokwe krai. Kiasietwe. All right, cool. So if you're open to receive for any of this stuff, just open your heart, set the intention that, only what comes through for you, what is needed, and to the highest extent possible as your highest self has designed for you. I've already set up some space for us to work in. I'm just going to establish my pillar of light. So I'm going to connect directly to source. I'm going to open up a portal to the grand central sun, pull just pure source consciousness down through our sun portal, and then down through every energy center, out through the root, and out into the center of the earth. Stay connected. I'm going to bring this back up. All the energy centers back up to crown, back up to source. So I'm just going to ask my highest self to step in, and any aspects of myself that are specialists for anything that needs to come through today for people to step up. I'm going to ask everybody else's highest self to step in, any guides and aspects that are relevant for today's work to step up. And then I'm going to invite beings of the highest living, eternal, organic light only that would like to work with our higher selves, specifically on the intentions that they have set, to please do so with deep appreciation and love. No harm will be done. No energy will be taken that is not freely given out of love. Then it will be in alignment for the highest good of all only. First intention that we are working on today is anxiety, any kind of anxiety or panic disorders, anything like that, whatever we can do to reach the core wound of that, to actually authentically heal the source of it rather than just treat the symptom. We're just going to do something that helps the symptom. And just feel your body. If you don't know what to do, place your awareness in your heart space. See your heart blooming like a flower, or just being filled with a brilliant, bright light, like a star, like a supernova going off in your chest. Nindaro suhatara shayarne tasiana. Timanduru we're working on the grounds. Kanimo asaraki kiena. There's a lot of changes going on the earth right now. At the template levels, the Templar levels. A lot that wants to be said. Lots of excitement. La ufe mahatati kreshi kismut basia prasi krando kuring bayakiano. Nima tarinu sohatuashia tia fama pakupe bayana. Nisienu mahatawe feta. Nima tani kuriki masiere kinesia cruz ashia shiena. Shishiana soharia fokori pefe kresi glisini sieta suthatuf. Timana tasufe mahasini akre. Kinu mathu egragesiana ipirese kitosaya. Kimrutu barskiato arkistatiana. O kurna fasia makatata. Kimohakaria karakati sender shahatia takati kurka fasha yarakatana mikiru usu arshnahati krepepesin tut us sina hatarishi akule yamanani karakis yaraki kru uchuyata lekranda sature ferepepesin kure shitui rundara tarkis vitor kimai krokoyana tiakroyana bevaria kusandara siatarishi ngurtsu satia femabatubiatia Kimo mara, pimo kareta siakua, shita seataria tu kuema. Mafe ataria na ku agrepe piarasire. Teya no mareto. Kiena niako ya kresiana. Kimarata si. Kikorum tuto awasha tu feti. Maratu fe araniara ki karantu bafakiera ne yesi asiana. And for anyone that is open to receive tonight, that's open for this, we're going to put up a 12D shield. Just part of your individual architecture. Si grando guru pipa kino matiana kete kuti paraku pipa kini koto kini mas kuti piorot ke paraku piko manko pakumya kiti tiani koto kuti paraku tu hatya na koto lokra kiakra kesina koto kuti pa hingura kusa kete parakta manko tu kuni nganda thari ngana ngoro kete parakita se kini ngoro tasi kra kata kiti yukura baka so ato fish nasya kraki isi andra kita kurio kaya kimuna ko tarak kita. All right. So hello. The 90% of people who just showed up are like, what in the flying fuck? Happy Friday. How are you feeling after that? I know this is different. No, Angel. Comments are going to be flying by, the comments are going to be flying by pretty fast. Happy Friday. Yo, it's E. You know, I don't have a choice. This is part of who I am. So, I know it's weird. And if it works, you know, screw it. But let me know how you're feeling after that. So if you had some anxiety going on, or if you had some like anxiousness and excitement going on, let me know how you're feeling after that. Light linguistics poster boy. I hope so. I try to make sure that term is the one that's used. You like the disclaimer? I can't speak today. Yeah. I make funny sounds. And my hands move funny. In case you didn't notice. Oh, thank you, Nelly. Good. Yeah, I want to bust out some energy work. I'm feeling like I want to just do some magic. I just want to jump into it. I want to get it moving. It's moving stuff through. So like there's a lot that wants to move through me that I'm excited to move through. So I'm just going to jump in. Let's see. Somebody asked, Lightwork Investments asked, do you do appointments to see if we can get deeper? I feel like I'm blocked. You're blocked from something. Yeah, absolutely. I do one-on-ones. Tonight, what I do is called Friday Night Lights, and it's just kind of like a time that we can just talk about energy work and do some group healings, group activations. I like to try to share practical tips, kind of like a community thing. There's other nights where I do like one-on-one direct like activations, healings, upgrades, any combination of that live, because a lot of people will get the benefits too just by hanging out in the same space. But I do also do one-on-ones too. So if you're looking for something specific, you know, you want to upgrade yourself, or you're looking for healing for something like super specific, hit me up and we can talk about that. But let's do another one. Let's just jump right into it. Let's do some more magic. So we had anxiety. That was one that we got off the list. So how about another one to add to replace anxiety? Whatever comes up first that I see. Kidneys is already on there. Unworthiness is the first one I saw. And then there were some others that were mentioned that are already on the list. So what I've got here is I've asked people to just give me some different areas of focus that we wanted to focus on for healing. You know, like the knees, the upper back, unworthiness, stuff like that. And then I got a little pendulum, just a little thing hangs from a string. And this is just going to do what it does and head towards one of those intentions. And then based on whichever one it picks, whatever way it goes, then that's what we'll focus on collectively. Sound good? All right. All right. All right, blood-related stuff. So whatever's going on in the blood. So I know there was a couple comments that related to blood. I don't know if there's something specific for some people, but if there is something specific that's going on with your blood, then place your awareness in on that issue specifically. Don't try to have like a specific expectation from it. Just have the intention that that's where you want all of this woo-woo to go towards, right? And your intention is what guides that energy. Where your attention goes, energy flows. But if not, the best place you can place your awareness is in your heart, because healing truly comes from the heart. And just as an extra little bonus for that, what I would like to do for everybody who's open to this idea is I'm going to help you open up your heart and see what that feels like. This is just a really simple exercise. Got a little shortcut code that helps with this in case we have any kind of like physical or emotional blockages that kind of like keep us from fully opening our heart, because there's both energetic anatomy that opens, and there's also physical anatomy that's related to that. So it's about kind of getting a combination of those together. So so if you're open to that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect you to the constellation of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is going to flow down in a white stream. It's going to go through everybody who's open to receive for this, up down through the crown. It's going to go through their upper energy centers, third eye, throat, and down into the heart space. So you got this white stream that's flowing from the constellation of Sagittarius. And through this, a little green cylinder with a code on it is going to flow through, like a jade green cylinder. It's going to flow down through the stream, down through our crown and into our hearts. And it's going to spin in a clockwise direction. And it's going to spit out these frequencies that are going to help open both our physical and our energetic anatomy for our hearts. So it works with our endocrine system to help us move energies towards these areas that we would identify with love. So now would just be a good time to feel into the center of your chest. Just feel your heart. Think those happy thoughts, kind of like Peter Pan. You know, what makes you feel really warm and fuzzy? Maybe it's a pet. Maybe, you know, it's a loved one, child. If you're visual, you can see your chest just like getting brighter and brighter and brighter. Or maybe your chest is like a flower and you see it blooming open. Doesn't really matter. Your imagination is what matters. Just feel. And the first thing I'm being guided to do related to the blood is I'm first going to call in Pisces, the constellation of Pisces, into the lymphatic system, just to help kind of get that lymphatic system, bringing in some nice clean energy. So light from the constellation of Pisces is going to flow down through the head and the face, through all the little streams and rivers of the lymphatic system, all the little nodules like little Christmas tree lights around the eyes and the face, the teeth, the neck and the throat, moving down through the neck into the shoulders, all those little nodules, lighting them up, the shoulders into the biceps and triceps, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, fingers, and thumbs, chest, the upper back, through the armpits, middle back, lower back, all the vital organs, the whole torso, the hips, the buttocks, the groin, thighs, hamstrings, knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet, and toes. We're just filling up the lymphatic system with this light. It's like our sewage system. Then I'm just going to channel what comes through for blood, whatever kind of healing for the blood is necessary. Kurupumbar fasia takish, tish anasatat it kusu hasile pepet ut fashikarin ki murtu sandara satya krayaku landara sierra nang hakuruku heshikra kasipa afikre kainguisha yatuife tandre shahataria sati. Just they want me to remind you that the blood is what carries the energy. Karamut ukrakrekish tasya krakashindishit tasya. Pura mandara fishya tari kraisatarishet uriyutuf. Tis nasatati sakraya su atasienda. Perandore kraya krishtu uchikrasi pepe indititititititi. Kasukuri per manganta. Kurungura krekapesikrek to kutekapesikrek. Ikutukunang. Burung beak ke barki muku tasikara kasata udu kuwirek ising mayawa. Breath carries life. Breath carries prana, chi, is carried through the blood. Simataria. Kipa inda kekra kusua shiasa. All right. Let me know how that feels. Ginger, go ahead and cry. Yeah, the mods are amazing. I can't thank the mods enough. It's totally understandable. I totally get when people are they see what I do and they think it's insane. I am in no illusion to that that reality whatsoever. But for those that are interested, this is what we would call light linguistics. We call it light languages. You might hear that term. The most common way that people usually hear about the idea of light languages is through what people call tongues. Tongues would be a flavor of light language, as I would say. It's like a certain dialect, it's a little flavored. But light linguistics is essentially like a universal expression of information. It can be done in many ways. So it's light is information, light is data. So when we're talking about light linguistics, we're talking about an exchange of data. And that can be quite dramatically different person to person. I do it through vocalizations, what sound like different languages and weird sound effects and all sorts of stuff, but it's not so much the words. That's why I try not to use the term light language as much, because language has a lot of baggage to it, right? We think about the idea of what languages are, and we need it to have like a rigid format. We need it to fit in a certain syntax that works in a certain way, which makes sense because that's how we are used to processing it. We're used to processing it in the left hemisphere of the brain. That's our analytical side. That's our logical side. That's the side that likes things in boxes and structure. But really this work goes into the intuitive side of the brain, to the right hemisphere. That is the side that recognizes patterns and it processes data exponentially faster than the left hemisphere. So it doesn't mean that they're not compatible. They can work together, great. But there's just so much extra data that it goes straight into the right hemisphere. And it's really processed in the heart. That's really where it comes down to being processed, is in the heart. So when we talk about light languages, light linguistics, we're talking about an exchange of information, an extra exchange of information. No, thank you. So that's why you'll hear people refer to it as transmissions, because there's extra data that is being transmitted. Now, as far as where that data comes from and how all that works, that can be a longer monologue. But for the most part, it's meant to be felt. It's more like music than it is like language, like English. Like music, you don't have to know what a song was written about. Like the artist writing the song, you don't have to know what they were intending when you feel the music, when you listen to the music, right? And if that song had lyrics to it, people may interpret those lyrics dramatically different, but people can still feel the music. They can use the music however they want. It works a little bit more like that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lenny. So it's meant to be really felt. It's meant to be multidimensional because symbols are multidimensional. Spirit, the universe, speaks in symbols because there are many perspectives to looking at one single thing, right? And that doesn't mean that one person's truth isn't another person's truth. You know what I mean? There can be multiple truths observing the same object, right? From different perspectives. That's what makes it so powerful. So that's the tool that we use. I don't know if you've seen in like movies and stuff, even in like Harry Potter, they speak their little spells, abracadabra, that's the idea comes from light languages. They're using their spirit fingers in movies. That comes from a place of legitness in some ways. And I'm happy to articulate exactly how that works from my perspective and how it works with our whole energetic and physical anatomy. Because there's a lot of layers to it. A lot of layers. Yeah, of course you would say that, Jason. Symbols are multidimensional. Thank you, Lisa. Energy is high tonight. I'm just going to ground real quick. Actually, What's that? Let's use this guy. And thank you for the galaxies. Caden asked, how many languages are you fluent in? So that's kind of the tricky thing. It's not so much that they're languages. They're more expressions. It's more like personalities. It's more like different hats, right? Because you're the same person you are Friday night when you're out with the boys getting hammered at the club as you are on Sunday morning when you're eating brunch with grandma, right? You just might dress a little different. You might speak a little bit different. You might be doing some different things, but in reality, it's still you. You're just wearing a different expression of yourself. So all these different dialects are just different hats in a lot of ways. They might sound like different beings or different languages, but they're just different expressions of energy. Oh, hi, Lori. I've spoken 5 different vocal light languages so far. Yeah, I've gone for hours and intended never to speak the same one twice, and it's been something different every single time. So I honestly don't know how many I would be able to express, but a ton. Donald Bogle asked, do you understand what you're saying? Sometimes. So sometimes it's different. So sometimes it's not meant to be directly translated. So sometimes the words that I'll be saying are not going to match at all what the intention is per se. Because sometimes it'll come through just like, I don't know, like Morse code or something, like old dial-up internet, you know, like because it's dialing in certain information, and that information is what's important. So it's not necessarily the sounds that are so important, because if you were to say like do ayahuasca, and I was to do my light languages before and while you were on ayahuasca, they're going to be very, very different experiences. You might actually see what we would call light codes. You may actually see these geometry, or it might look like the stuff from the Matrix flying all around. But you're also going to hear it from a multidimensional perspective as well. So it's coming in from many, many angles, and it makes it quite a different experience. Every dialect is a little bit different. Even the ones that we speak, what we would call our soul languages. So our soul expression, our soul language would be kind of our default light language. What kind of comes through, it's kind of just like what comes through naturally. And for some people, that's a specific dialect. That might be something from, it might be what people might identify as a Lemurian expression, a Lemurian light language, but it's not necessarily that. It's just more of the energy that was behind it. It's not that it's per se that language, but somebody's soul language may sound like that. It may be a mashup of other stuff. So what we might refer to as like Arcturian, or it could be Arcturian Fae. And it doesn't really matter. It's not, these are just labels that we put on stuff. It's not even really like that. It's so much more multidimensional than that. And humans like to keep things in boxes, but it's an expression of energy. So that can be dramatically different. And it could be a mashup. It's like music. Think of it like music. It's like one dialect might be country. Another dialect might be hip hop. Another dialect might be a freaking EDM mashup of all that shit together, Everybody's different. It's just not that one flavor is better than another. It's just different music, right? It's just different tastes. There's a lot of people feeling the energies. Do I post these lives on YouTube? Yes, I do. All right. I'm just going to bring in some grounding energies. There's a lot of people. And hopefully we can help our poor moderators out a little bit. Nita andasenatia sakuya hekwe alatarian dukish dosa antial sasandaro korekanyasa. Kiamwatia fananturosa itasha utafasha nakayakis. I would love to hear what people's definitions are, right? Because people are talking a lot about certain things. Like people love to talk about things like demons. Like, I would love to hear people define how they would describe a demon, or what something is if it's demonic. Because I think we all have different definitions, right? A lot of people see that my eyes turn white, and then they think that that's what it means to be demonic or be possessed. Mental health disorder, that's closer. You know what they say about those who diagnose others. It's my pleasure. I'm just going to let the energies calm down just a little bit more, and then we'll pick another intention. Alo ando kire siendo masho tariako aliarutan brepese indo koresia halia krakati si mushtuesia fakia. La kuolia krengeresia krakatsu cheplepea sana piasto ania peshiakia la goyando masia yaki shiano fayo kulukun mandia kia wafasia. Eshinia na tata kuyaranda koro karya kisia ta fandi pekeshia. Kimanta manuma handia sana haki tuyo halia kui. Lanya makoya kala knisha hisia kulu koe fiashna ya kulu pafiana le kanya wale kwa ingresi hakasha ya kulu pafandia klaki sotia le kana suer kaya luwe kimananda ki pip pandara pia krakata ki sukuri mbayatasia chikara yandu tu ya krai krosto ham fanda piarekin dia krai sia tu ushta ya pa kle knima sia ya wala wasia Ngono mahata sia fashwa so mahata isi kedepesia tasia kurekula mahata isia kimurtu fasia kuchusa na shatare bare kadema ki prastu petitia kimratu hasia kraki usumbaristia sakata kimurku tapi hantu kudi parakta kada suku direktar kan tu kudi titi raketa satu tu shukri marakta papa piarna katira tusui Nyama tuma kima wala kuima kia wala koya kila kinanno ana piarte sia chusti retti vaikus ti prasfakti suplavashia na kirtai Au tuardasiak. All right. Boom. So we have got some other intentions here. So we did blood. All right, let's replace one for blood. So we did blood-related stuff. How about another one? Another intention. Here's your trick. Magic. Autonomic. Kumatuma. All right. Let's see what comes through. So those people that are interested, what I've done is we've written out some different intentions, right? Some different healing intentions. Stuff for like, say, kidneys, inflammation, heart, arthritis, knees, adrenals, all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to use a little pendulum, and we're going to let the pendulum pick which one we focus on, and we'll see what comes through. All right, knees. We're doing the knees. right, knees, 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 knees. With the knees, please. All right. So, for those people that have knee stuff going on, I would like for you to give it a rating. So it doesn't matter if you don't actually feel pain in it, just give it an uncomfortable rating. So 0 out of 10 uncomfortable, or if it's a pain, give it 0 out of 10. If it's a 6, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Don't worry too much about it. You're just kind of like leaving a mental marker there. Just that this is about what it was like. And then we'll check in afterwards, okay? No expectations, no attachments. We'll just see what happens. Why not? This is just some weird dude on the internet making a bunch of funny sounds. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Be open-minded. If you want to help out more, if you want to really assist it, place all of your awareness in your knees. And if you can, at the same time, place all of your awareness in your heart. You can have your heart completely felt and your knees completely felt at the same time. That's going to boost it big time, because feeling is listening and listening is healing. Just going to reaffirm no harm will be done, no energy will be taken, and it's not freely given out of love, and it'll be in alignment for the highest good of all only. We're working on collective needs. Whatever comes through for each person to the highest extent possible, full shifting to the healed state per person, because we can do that. Whatever gets that person to that point. So we're just going to call in the constellation of Capricorn. Capricorn works with the knees. We're going to ask Capricorn to bring in some awesome healing into the knees. You might not see my hands as much because I'm doing kind of, I guess what we refer to as mirroring, which I'm working on my own body. As kind of like the group hologram, the group proxy that represents everybody. So instead of working out in the space in front of me, I'll be working on my body. Just feel your body, feel your knees. You might feel some weird stuff going on. Allow yourself to move. If you feel like your legs need to move or shake, or you need to like kick it around or stand up or whatever it is, you can't mess it up. Just allow yourself to move. Because the stuck energy wants to move out. If your knee hurts, it's usually because it might inflame, actually. So that's a great point. If you have some physical stuff going on, it may feel a little more intense, and that's a great sign, because the energies are trying to move through. The reason why you have pain is because there's stagnation. The energy isn't flowing as it's meant to. There's dis-ease in the energetic flow. So lean into it. If you feel pain, lean into it. Know that it's there because it's ready to go. It's ready to be felt. You lean into it, and that'll help shift it. Feel it unconditionally. Full acceptance is unconditional. You're not trying to get rid of anything. You're feeling it. You're listening. You're saying, hey, I hear you. But that's what it's doing. It's screaming to you when it's in pain. It's saying, hey, pay attention here. And you're like, okay, I'm listening. And then I'm helping you listen at the same time. Akurundo harsta kiara yana biara dia tu pirango rusa tiasta hasiene tiatiana kimo nanana atiana shukuru tandala sari kandia rukuru kutika trek maraklerke utu chamatia praktiata niasa. Parangoro ko haciendo shat harista yakutpanda. We're still mostly focused on the left knee. I'm experiencing a lot of heating up, which is usually a good sign, because that usually means things are going to shift. The goal is coldness. So if you're feeling heat, that's usually because things are trying to shift through. You might heat up really hot before it does shift. Just pay attention to what you feel in your knees. Just pay attention. Just observe. Just observe. Just watch. Just watch what happens. This is what we would call quantum entanglement. That's how this works. So my knees are quantum entangled with your knees. So that's why I can work on my knees and you feel it in your knees. Things are not so linear. And the guys, just a couple awesome dudes, just won the Nobel Prize for their work in helping to further solidify our understandings of quantum entanglement, just like this. Really just helps support our work even more. You can think of some of the languages as kind of like speaking with your hands. You know, like when people talk in speeches, it's very natural for people to move their hands and do different gestures, right, when they're speaking. Think of the light languages similar to that idea. So they're just funny sounds. Sometimes they sound like different languages, but they're there to help the energies. They're here to help express something. They're here to help express extra information. So you might hear me say that just between English words. I might be speaking in English, and then I don't even notice. So I'll be just like, and that's usually to help shift the energies. I usually don't even notice I'm doing it, honestly. Sometimes I do. Some sounds are helpful for doing certain things. So sometimes certain sounds will match up to what I'm doing with my fingers. So it might be ta 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 ta. I might be like ta 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 ta. It might be pushing some energy out of a stuck area. Clack 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 clack. It's usually like a clearing. Clack 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 clack. So you know, it's too bad that so many religious folk, like, it's funny, the work that we do like this, it's like the really religious people hate us, and then the people who aren't religious hate us because they think that we're like the religious people. And it's just like we're stuck in the middle just kind of being weirdos. It's just like, yeah, no, it's like tongues, but it's not tongues. And people are like, no, it's tongues. I'm like, no, it's not. And the people that speak tongues are like, it's not tongues. It's just, we just want to fit in. So I figure a space wizard, that just sounds like something that not taken, right? Space wizard. Oh, I love being a weirdo. It's great, actually, because now I just tell everybody that what I do. You know, people ask, "What do you do for a living?" You know, like I'm at Costco, getting my Costco card. They're like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "I'm a healer." They're like, "Oh, you work in the medical system?" I'm like, "No, I'm a wizard." I just was real quick. Nope, I don't do that. I'm a wizard. I'm a literal wizard. And the one lady's face just went like totally like she saw a ghost and turned her back, and she was so talkative and turned her back and went away. And then the other lady got really nervous, And she was like ringing stuff up, and she's like, "You can't read my mind right now, can you?" And I'm like, "No, I don't do that. It's not that kind of a thing." So I tell my psychiatrist, are you kidding me? I tell my psychologist and my psychiatrist what I do, 100%. That would be like worse if you didn't, right? Like if you keep it in from them, like that's like, they might not understand it, but man, if you can't be open and honest with those people, you're screwed. You're screwed. Big release of right knee. Yeah, some people are open-minded, some people aren't, you know? That's okay. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like, you know, working at a place of employment that won't let you have tattoos, you know? Like I don't want to work there anyway. You know, that won't let you do your hair how you want. I'm like, I don't care. Why do I care? Why would I care? It's the same thing. If people don't like that I'm a wizard, like, do I give a fuck? Like, if it offends you who I am, like, I feel bad for you. Like, that's a bummer. Like, that you care about what other people are, like, to that point. That's like such a weird thing to be like, ew, instead of being like, a what? You're a wizard? You know, like, you got to be in a pretty like upset place to not want to hear about the magic, you know? Like if somebody's like, I'm a wizard, I'd be like, what? Tell me more. Like, tell me more. Not all like, oh my God, like grabbing their children and being like, watch out, stay away from the witch, you know? Golly. But we need everybody being themselves these days. That's what we need, because it gives people permission to be themselves. As weird as it is, and I know sometimes that's hard. Like, I still have a hard time doing it. Like, if I go to the doctors or something, I have a really hard time being fully, completely transparent. You know, I let them associate what the physical aspects of the neurology might be related to my nervous system and all of those 3D perspectives that they have. But yeah, I think, oh man, it's necessary. We're almost there. Almost there. How long have I been a wizard? Many, many aeons. Many aeons. Get some releasing. There we go. I like sorcerer. You know, I want people to start calling me a sorcerer, but like of source, right? A sorcerer, you know, because like, isn't that dope? I think a sorcerer is cool. Why isn't that taken yet? You know, the funny thing about the Costco ladies, they didn't even like think I was joking for a second. Like, they both bought 100% into it, like instantly, which I thought was a little strange in itself, you know? Like, they didn't even like, haha, like you're joking kind of thing. One lady was like straight up like not having it, turned away and walked away. And then the other lady was just straight up nervous. But yeah, I go to the grocery stores, I'll hand out my card to people. I'll see like an alchemy tattoo on them, and I'll be like, oh, you're into magic. Hand them a little quantum architect card. Your guides want me to say hello. See, Warlock, I don't know. Like, Warlock doesn't really feel the same. Hi, Agnes. I like Sorcerer. Like, it's like of source, you know? Like, and I think Sorcerers are kind of like, they're a little bit more just like naturally talented, right? I think that's the difference, right? Like, Sorcerers, it's just kind of like their bag. Like, Wizards are kind of like, they study, right? They study really hard, and they get all the data, and they make things work from a logical perspective. And I think sorcerers are more just like naturally athletic. You know, this is just part of who they are. They just are good at doing shit, you know? They're just good at magic. And sometimes there's sorcerer wizards, and sometimes there's not, you know. Still on the right knee, almost there. You've been to spoon with your mind once. Is it the same thing? It's all the same thing. It's all your imagination, all of it. Yeah. I guess the idea would be to have them a combo, right? To be wizard, sorcerer, mage, divine being. Why be limited by a label, right? All just labels. Just humans like little labels. Almost there. Come on now. Tipatia nandut atiakraki sienda gutierria satakani marakti protopi marotutiran katakrakiti satirikan marakti prakip unkurupe non de satira sia tukure. Kuriendaria sakani nanyana ratasi kusin batika parak mudakuturu mudakusika berkan mutira kati tatatashikani natakuni marakti pekutura medkara sakati masukuni putti penka parakiti katbimian tubana papateki kinek sandara so atiara satatataki karakun barshkat gana kati perakutira kata satataki tatikana hasanati parakoti turandar sandara shahra karo kurshto hasia nitira shatari kanandare sekrosa tiasha tuarishna karakusia mamepetiara natutiatia. Not quite there yet. Karakatindarasato ashiatu timarat pepekia rusante shatushna fatia. Okay, this is going to be a deep release. Yeah, to cool. Kimawatu ishtara karani. If you're yawning or you're burping or gagging or swallowing a lot, sometimes people sneeze or fart, but usually yawning, burping, coughing are common ways of release. Crying, of course. Excuse me, those are releases, not just not just trying to be rude. Do I ever feel drained or tired after? Sometimes. It depends. I channel very physically, so clearly I'm moving a lot, and there's a lot of energy that moves through me. And sometimes it takes more energy. Like some of the work takes a lot more physical energy to do, and sometimes there's just a lot of frequency that moves through the physical body, and that can be exhausting on my physical body too. So I do have to rest. I have to make sure I don't overdo it, because I am known to overdo it. But I also do, at the same time, I feel really good too. So if I'm not feeling that great and I do some work, I feel a lot better, because I get healing too, and sometimes, I'm just stagnant. Sometimes I need energy moving through me. I need to be very, much more physical. I really should be a very physical person. I'm not physical, as I should be yet. I am now, in this now moment. Because there's only this moment, so I'm very physical right now, forever. What are you releasing other than gas? Stagnant energy. So we store unprocessed emotions in our physical body. Thank you, Ivy. Emotion, energy and motion. Our emotions are supposed to move through us. And if we don't process those emotions for whatever reason, usually because we associate them as something negative, like being sad or something like that, If in that moment we decide to not process it, it goes in our body and it says, here, we're going to store this for later. This frequency is going to be stored here, and it's going to get stored with other frequencies of a similar vibration. And when you have enough of those stacked on top of each other, you have dis-ease in the body. So it's just stagnant energy, discordant frequencies. It's noise in your energy field. Because you are your own unique song. You're perfect. Your music is perfect. Who you are is your own signature frequency. Your song is beautiful and it's perfect. The problem is we've got a whole bunch of noise in our energy field. We've got a whole bunch of other people's music. We've got negative thoughts. We've got, all sorts of crap in our field that we can't hear, just noise. It's like being at like a death metal concert and you're trying to listen to your whispers. You're trying to hear the subtleties, but there's too much noise. So healing is about releasing that noise from the energy field. So it could be some noise around the knee. It's different songs, somebody else's songs. It's an injury. It's some trauma that you're holding on to. So we're releasing these stuck frequencies, these stuck energies that are in the body that have been stored for later use. So even just listening, becoming aware of what your body is trying to tell you is healing, because it's telling you stuff. That's what it's trying to do. Your body is communicating. Are you listening? This right one's a stubborn one. And I'm not knocking death metal or anything, or any music. I like all music. So it's just it can be hard to hear the whispers sometimes. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Yeah, if people are interested in learning more about the energy field, there is so much data out there that is there's so much data. So if you are interested in looking into the idea of the biohuman energy field, there's so many different ways that they articulate it. It can be you can look into Carillion photography, you can look into the HEF, the human energy field, you can look into bioluminescence, biophotons. There's so many different ways to measure the energy field, and there's different layers to it too. And that's all out there. There's plenty of ways to do it, even associate it with the brainwave states as well, to the different layers of the aura. So it's just out there. You just have to look. Just have to look. But I know that not many people are used to looking for that stuff. So I'm going to put a little structure around everybody's knees here. It's going to be like a soccer ball shape. We call it truncated icosahedron. And it's going to be made of silver mirrors. So the outside and the inside are made of silver mirrors, but it's going to be filled up with your own love frequency around each knee. And they're just going to very gently rotate clockwise around each knee and just help bring some healing into that area. Just help move the energy, allow that energy to continue to move. As we move on. We good? Okay. Make sure you drink some water. You got some water. So Levi's journal. Can someone release the energy alone? Would they need someone like you to release it? No, the whole idea is you're releasing everything on your own. So if you're going to a healer, an energy healer, someone like me, we're just a permission slip from you in order to make shifts in your own energy field. You can't give your power. You can't take energy from people. You can have the experience of emulating energy from people. And you can have the experience of them giving you your energy, but it's always yours. So you are always healing yourself when it comes down to it. Your body is designed to heal itself. So if somebody like me is there, I'm just a catalyst for you to help heal yourself. That's really what it comes down to. Can we do elbows now? Let's see. I'll put elbows on here. Yeah. Yeah, just let me ground a little bit and then we'll do some more. How's everybody feeling? How are you feeling? I know this stuff is strange and it's weird, and but I'm used to answering questions. I'm not used to speaking articulately tonight. I'm not able to word mouth thing, but I am happy to do my best to answer questions when I can speak. Is there something you can do for sensory issues? In what sense? That maybe you're too sensitive or you're really sensitive to things? Because that would be a different. I would suggest things more similar to like energetic hygiene type ideas, like owning your own energy space, like what you might refer empaths to try, if you want to call people empaths. Highly sensitive people. Kitty asked, can you buy someone else a session? Not with me, unless they're like your kid or they know about it, then of course. But I only work with people who are aware that they're getting the work done, because it's important. It's them doing the healing. So I know there's a lot of like parents and stuff that want their child to have, that have like a kid that's in their 20s or something that's going through a time, and they want to really help them out with healing. But it's really, people are going through their own path. They're going through their own adventures and their own journeys. And a healing journey is usually, it has some dips in it, and that's part of life. That's part of the life experience. And that's part of developing and helping us to remember who we are. Sometimes the low spots help us remember who we are more than anything. So it always comes down to the individual. They always need to be committed to it. In my book, I always want to make sure that everybody's invested themselves. And there's some people that, that want to come get a healing and they just want to get help with something and they don't actually want to do the work, which that does happen sometimes. But those people, they plateau out. Let's say that, they know how to heal something in their body. Like there's like an emotional issue that keeps coming up, and they know that emotional issue, that if they keep reacting in that way, it's going to continue to be an issue in their physical body. And if they choose not to deal with it and they just keep going back to the healer to fix the symptom, it's not really going to help in the long run, right? It's just treating the symptom rather than treating the source. If they keep bringing back the issue that's creating the pain, then there's not much you can do about it. It's up to them. Everybody is sovereign. How's everybody's knees feeling after that? Anybody have any knee? Did you check in with your knees? I forgot. Check in with your knee. Where are you at after that? Sorry, I forget everything. Yeah, unfortunately, Brooklyn says, like going to the doctor, it doesn't fix the issue. I wish it did more, right? Yeah, it's just treating the symptoms. Can you heal past life heartbreaks? Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And what happens in quote unquote past lives is happening in this life in a lot of ways too. It's like different, it'll be played out in different ways. It'll be like similar energies with a different costume on, and it might not be as dramatic or crazy, like you might not be drowning, falling off of a ship or something, but you might have that experience of not being able to breathe because of the grief of losing somebody that fell off a ship in another life. I don't know if that makes sense. It's a whole nother rabbit hole of articulating quantum lives and whatnot. Much better. Beautiful. They're not hyperextended. Beautiful. Good night, Brandon. It's awesome to have you. Not as tight. Feeling great. Feel less compressed. Beautiful. Knees are feeling great. 0. Beautiful. Like a 6 to a 0. Awesome. My right knee feels 99% better. Crippling pain for 4 to 5 months, almost gone between last week and today. Beautiful, Bubble. TH. That's beautiful. Woo. That's awesome. And that's doing it in a group setting too. So that says a lot because, there's a lot of different angles that we can come in at when there's a group. So I always like to hear feedback because when we get really profound results and we're working in a group setting, that says a lot. That really says a lot. So there's a lot we can do with that. That's why I like to do these group healings and stuff to see, because we know that it happens outside of time and space, the way that we perceive it. That's why we call it quantum healing work, or they call me a quantum architect. I can literally work individually with each of you as if we're all working one-on-one. So I can create countless little versions of myself, different expressions of myself, different specialists that go and work directly with your higher self to get you what you need. So there's a whole bunch of different little versions of me that are all working with you at the same time to get you what you need individually. So that's why a lot of different things can happen when I'm just looking at the screen and doing my blah, 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 blah. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes. It's awesome to have you, Donna. Man, I cannot speak today. Hi, everyone. How often do I do these group healings? I cannot speak. I'm so sorry. I cannot speak tonight. I knew I wasn't going to be able to speak before I even jumped on. I was like, oh no, like this is going to be one of those nights that I can't talk. I try to do this every Friday night at about 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, what we call Friday Night Lights. But throughout the week, I do more of these type of things. So at least I'm going to try to do it like at least 3 times a week, where I jump on and I offer individualized transmissions. So activations, healings, upgrades, like a combination of that for anybody that's interested, for a minimum donation price. So there's a minimum donation for that. And if you're interested, you can jump right on, get that experience live with everybody in the group as well. But what's great about that is, even though we're working specifically on individuals, say, somebody's knee or something or whatever, not that specific, what it is, it's like whatever comes through for the highest good for that person. So it's a combination of healing, activations, upgrades. But let's just say it's a singing song. We're singing a healing song for someone in that room specifically, right? But everybody else is in the room. If that song is being written specifically for that person, maybe it has the type of music that they like, it has the lyrics that they like, it's got all the pieces that feel good for them. That doesn't mean that other people in the room can't hear that music and cannot, feel that vibe and get healing from it as well. They can choose to take the lyrics however they want and use that for their own healing. And so we've had some really profound experiences from people who weren't directly receiving the work. So we like to do that a few times a week. And then sometimes I jump on in the morning just to do some like energetic hygiene, kind of just whenever I feel inspired to do it. I'm going to try to do it more. I've been out, I was out the whole month of September and most of October. So I have a lot of catching up to do, but I also want to make sure that I don't burn out as well. Shelly asks, so if you're bone on bone on your knees, can they still be healed, or is it too late? Anything is possible. Absolutely. They can be healed. You want to everybody is different. Sometimes you can't just do all energy work on one thing to heal it. Sometimes you can, but sometimes the whole point of what you're going through is a lesson from you to help you remember something about yourself to get you there. So it might be for example, I have physical stuff, so I'm not fully healed by any means. I have physical stuff, so I experience physical pain and stuff quite a bit. And the thing is I've tried all of my, I do all energy work. I first tried to come at it from all energy work. Well, first I tried to come at it from the Western medical system, where, surgeries and all that stuff and medications, that didn't touch it. So then I went, full energy stuff. I recognized that energy work is full on. This stuff's legit. So I tried everything I could to try to hit it from an energetic perspective. And in truth, it's somewhere in between. It's really, I need to be focusing a lot on the physical aspects, including the energetic aspects and the mental aspects of it. I have to hit it from all angles because I can't get away with it. It's been perfectly designed by me in order to not be able to cut any corners. I can't get away with it. I have to get really good physically, and I have to, be on top of my energetic game. So everybody's different. Everybody's different. Sometimes people can be healed really quick. Sometimes I've had people with a knee that's been messed up for 20 years and a quick just transmission, it's all better, 100% better. And they're just it's gone. And I'm like, what, really? And then other people, it's we'll work on an issue over and over and over again, and it takes some time. You're just peeling back layer after layer after layer. Everybody's different, and everybody's going through different things at different times and different lessons and all sorts of stuff. But But that's a hard reality too when you start to come into healing work, because not everybody is ready to be healed, and not everybody will be healed. Sometimes you lose people. You'll have clients that aren't going to make it. And it's a hard reality to go through. But you begin to see the bigger picture really quickly, and we know how reality works. We're not victims to our reality. This is all stuff that we've designed to help us remember more of who we are. Yes, question iFlash444, and thank you for subscribing. Yeah, for those who are interested in questions, asking more questions, it's easier for me to see if you get the subscription thing. So they got the cute little I love icon. But yeah, ask away. Do I have any tips for healing stomach issues? It really is going to depend. It's going to be a lot of, I would first make sure that you are being observant of your diet and how much energy you're expending. I'm immediately feeling a lot of fire in the solar plexus, which I would say it immediately feels like there's just too much energy. Maybe meditation would be a great, it burns as I'm releasing, as I'm feeling into it. Yeah, I would first look at your diet, look at your gut biome, your microbiome health. Oof, I'm getting weird headaches for that. I'm gonna pull out real quick. Maybe we'll get you a little release just from tuning in. So that's quantum entanglement. You can't observe without influencing what you observe too. Sorry, man, I'm releasing for you, so. Yeah, so that would be the first thing, is I would focus on just paying attention to what your body needs, like what is right for your body. Everybody's body needs different things. But the first download that I got was related to fire, like heat. So maybe looking at it from a perspective of like the elements and what elements you're eating or what elements you're consuming, right? So fire would be, I'm not the best on those, on like fire foods and earth foods or whatever, but I would look at it from that perspective. You might be having too many fiery foods, or maybe you want to cool it down with more like watery foods. I don't know. Somebody in here probably knows this stuff. I don't know. I'm just getting downloads, so I'm not really sure. But I would look at it from that perspective, things that can calm. And then also from that same perspective of a calming, I would look into like calming your energy, like flowing, allowing your emotions to flow through you. Maybe meditation. For a lot of people that have a lot of gut issues, meditation is really, really helpful. And when your gut's all messed up, it can mess up a lot. You can get really depressed really easily, because when your gut biome isn't functioning properly, that's a lot. That's a whole collective in there. So when it's not doing good, the whole body is just thrown out of whack. But yeah, that's not my forte. That's just the downloads that I felt. So yeah, that's the thing, is once you start tuning into it, you feel it. Bone broth, beautiful. Oh, thank you for the butterflies. Question: will you be okay with this when you're old? If I was your mom, I'd be worrying. I'm gonna be very, very well, thank you. I'm gonna live a very old age, unfortunately. I'm gonna be around here for longer than I thought I was going to be. Many of us will be. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that yoga girl said, look into Ayurvedic to get a diet balance out of the fire. That's exactly what I was trying to think of. That's the download they were trying to give me. Ayurvedic. And again, that's not my forte. So, but that was the downloads they kept trying to give me. So I would look into that from that perspective, and that might be helpful for you or make sense to you that way, rather than saying like coming from it from like a Western perspective where it's like doing a keto diet or, you know, stuff like looking at it from caloric intake and whatever. Look at it more about the elements from more of an alchemy perspective, and that's going to help a lot. How do you know how long our current life is? We don't. We really don't. I just have a lot of downloads, so they could be very wrong and wouldn't make a difference to me. All right, so let's do another one here. The eyes are getting blurry. Well, let's see, you said eyes. Let's see, do we have eyes on here? Dude, let's just sneak some more in here. We don't need to do 12. Let's just sneak some more in here. Okay, so give me some areas for healing. Bones. Headaches. Let's do depression. Going through fast. I'm trying to make sure I get ones that aren't already on here. Do we already have hips? Nervous system. Got unworthiness. Okay. Let's see, I can fit one more in this spot. Let me see. All right, we got throat. We'll do throat. All right, cool. I'll do, did I already got, do I have gut in here? I don't. I'll do gut, since we just talked about it. Put the gut in there. All right. Hating people. I like that. Is there one where just less spicy? Is there a healing for being, I'm just a spicy human? Is there like an old man grumpiness healing? Oh, God. Okay, we'll see which one picks up. Make sure you drink some water. If you don't have some water, it's really helpful and important. Get off my lawn. Dude, I want to be I'm going to be such a dope-ass, grumpy old man. Man, I'm going to be trolling the kids so hard. I'm already an old man troll. I mean, okay. All right, let's do this. We'll see which one we get here. So just for those that are new, we've put a whole bunch of different intentions. So these are different areas of healing. I'm actually able to speak a little bit better now. So for example, we got kidneys, arthritis, we've got gut, liver, eyes, bone, upper back. We got all sorts of stuff. So I've got a little pendulum that I got here, my magic buddy here. And I'm just gonna let it do its thing, and it's just gonna pick. It just goes towards one, and that's what we do. So we shall see what comes through. So if you notice, so this is me before, just as a little tip, this is what I do. This doesn't mean that this is what anybody else should do. But what I do is I clear my thing. So because when I can see the energy, I can see it like on the pendulum. So I just kind of like clear it, whatever intention, usually I blow on it. And then I hold it above, I hold it in the center. And what you'll notice with me, see, I jolt. So that's me connecting. So if you see me jolt in, that's involuntary. And you'll also notice is my eyes will pulse. So these are the energies moving through me, which makes it a little awkward to stay still. It takes a second. So I can feel it pulsing through my hand. I have to look. An interesting one, elbows. Elbows. Ketua Renangra Quasiaria Satuash Tawa Kraya Dikia Tawa Koda. Thank you, Ian Meme. Ian Meme. You need to sleep, but you can't stop watching. Oh no. I will post this on YouTube afterwards. So tomorrow I will post these replays on YouTube, so you can come back and watch them if you want. There's other ones too. You knew it was going to be the elbows? All right, let's just jump right into it. Will it work with replay? Yes. Yep. Outside of time and space. All right, we're going to do elbows. You got your wish. You got your wish. September Wolf music. Okay, so we're going to call in Gemini into the arms, but we're going to really have them focus on the elbows. So the constellation of Gemini is going to flow into the elbows. I'm just going to reaffirm no harm will be done, no energy will be taken, it is not freely given out of love, and it will be in alignment for the highest good of all only. So let's see. I feel like I should be able to talk. I can answer questions and stuff for this one usually. And allow yourself to move. If you feel like you need to move your arms around, allow them to, because you're going to be helping to move the energies out, the stuck energies. I mean, you might feel vibrating, you might feel bubbling up or feel heat or whatever, but those are all just like very static ways of the energies trying to move. If you move your body, you're going to allow that to move out even more. Hey sis, good idea. Thank you, Michelle. We got the goal. Thank you. Kimu harata yasakra sandreshi urutu hanembesia prafikida bibandik persuata. Kipira sindura shakraya kraya kraya kanando so hatuare krasi na pepe nama pe kubera pe nama ke parek genekte. Chikan dia kura mai baat ya kara. Kimbua atire sha yeshuna suara ya so karanda shati siti usum pepe nama di produk dimana ko tegaya kiara kada sati chikan dimana te paring awaya. I love that. Aren't all wizards technically space wizards? I think so. I think so. But there are, there's very earthly wizards, there's very earthly wizards, like I don't know the names of the wizards, but like, I don't know, like Harry Potter would be an earthly wizard. You don't see him working with the constellations and, sacred architecture. Oh, thank you. That feels really good, actually. Thank you. That was really nice. The feather flock. Earth is in space, right? It's a matter of perspective. If it's your grounds, it's all perspective, right? Chimantura perfecare pepescienda sa tutia perfecere pescico de mara utushia tira shehara kianda so chaya su hashiando se whatsa ale cresi mashiachia siena shi tua ya niema hatu di pepe ukutia tata pisia de mara pepe. I Flash asked, are there different light languages for every planet or star? Many. So I would say that just like there's not a language for Earth, because there's all sorts of different languages, right? It can be Spanish, it can be English, it can be music. Those are all different expressions of communication. Even programming languages, those are all different ways of communicating. So even if you were to say, does someone speak Earthling, there would be a lot of different options. It's very similar to different stars. If you talk about stars, you're talking about more than one planet, usually. There's all these different planets, and then there's moons. And then you get into it even more, and there's different frequency ranges. So there's different versions dimensionally. Caracas, yeah, thank you, Ivy. Of each planet. What we would hear about as Gaia would be our 7D version of Mother Earth. There's Terra, Tara. There's all sorts of different expressions of each planet, just like different higher self versions. And that happens all over the place. But yes, some areas have certain types of dialects that are well known. Like there's definitely a flavor when you hear like Arcturian, because they're more of a coding type of expression of energy. So they very much are using it more like code than some other ones. Some other languages, maybe like Lemurian, are a little bit more like earth languages, where some words can be translated into certain kind of understood, or like they hold certain energies. It's hard to explain. Kind of like archetypal words, if that makes sense. Will this work on animals? Yeah, it may. I mean, I work on animals directly. As far as like a group, as far as a group healing, I don't know, maybe. If they're open, they intend to. Burping is a form of releasing. So if you all are burping or yawning, or even sometimes like dry heaving or emotional, those are all different forms of releasing stuck energies. I don't know where all the burps come from. I honestly don't know. Some of the times when I'm working on somebody, there's just so much burp. There's just like, it just does not stop coming up. I'm like, where does this even come from? Hi, Mama Pam. So good to see you. What am I doing with my hands right now? I'm working on a collective proxy of everybody in this room. So essentially I'm working on the elbows of anybody that's open to receive, that are hanging out in this chat with us. Will it help with carpal tunnel? It's very possible. So if you want this stuff to go to something very specific, and it doesn't matter which transmission I'm doing. So it could be for the knees, and you could have a headache. Place all of your intention and your awareness on the idea that you want the headache healed, because it's just excess energies. The codes, they're like, when we call them light codes, they're just like complicated combinations of data, and they're like dynamic and organic and intelligent in a lot of ways. It's almost like having a lot of little countless multidimensional, extra dimensional versions of me that are working like cells, almost like billions, if not trillions, of little codes that are going through and rewriting the physical experience, or at least the morphogenetic fields that then translate into the physical experience. So placing where you want your intention to focus that energy is going to help the most. So you can do it that way. Sometimes, if my focus, my intention are on the same intention as you, then that makes it stronger. But that doesn't mean that you can't use it in that way. Definitely use it in that way. Hey, Ryan. Happy to have you here. Respect right back your way. What we need more of being seen. So we're just working on the elbows. I'm kind of still stuck on the right elbow. Hi, reinvigorated you. Good to see you again. Do I ever use tuning forks? No, but I've played with them. I don't use them in my practices or anything like that, but they're awesome. They're really awesome. Oh, thank you, Ryan. I'm just trying to be me, bro. As you know, I don't teach. You know, I'm just help people remember what they already know. And I just shared my experience, my perspective. And I hope that helps somebody, you know, because we all go through enough shit on our own, right? Why not share that? And maybe that helps somebody else not have to go through the same type of shit as hard. You know, the best tour guides, or the best, what are they called? Best guides for walking through hell are people who've already walked through it, right? So I've tried a lot of things, and hopefully some of those things help other people. Kimanto mandandre che si inandra korea tu farasi aratu ki araketa che singra che sia piparuto fa finga poco tu parape poco tu pakara sa ta get it? All right, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put some structures around the elbows. So I'm going to put a truncated icosahedron made of diamond around each of the elbows. And they're going to be gently rotated clockwise. I'm going to ask for whatever frequencies and whatever light codes are best for each individual that's receiving. Thank you, West the Spirit, to flow into those structures. And then on the outside, I'm going to place chromium mirrors. On the inside of the faces on that structure, I'm going to place silver mirrors. So it's just going to keep in this nice healing energy around the elbows so they can continue to heal, and the codes continue to work and move through. Good night, Linda. Thanks for hanging out. Well, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. I'm going to use the potty, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a group, just go full out, a group activation, healing, upgrade, whatever comes through for everybody. So it could be healing. You can focus on whatever it is that you want it to go towards. Otherwise, if you're just open for the highest good, that's usually the money ticket. So I'll be right back. Don't fall in. All right, I'm back. Did everybody finish pooping? I mean, pottying? I'm going to keep being an immature child. What's everybody's favorite crystal? What's your favorite crystal? Go. Oh, thank you for the heart. Garandia Christ. Oh, thank you, iFlash. You're fun if you're hanging out. Music for the finale? Ooh, good call. We should do that. Quito, rose quartz. I love rose quartz. Selenite. Gutiara nakia lapis. Ooh. Dude, I had the best lapis lazuli like neck piece, and like I got it from this little like shop nearby Labradorite. Oh, I love Labradorite. Selenite, black tourmaline, jasper. I'm surprised nobody's thrown out my favorite yet. Everybody knows what my favorite is, I think. Strawberry quartz. Ooh. I love Labradorite. Rose quartz. Oh, those are all good ones. All good ones. Mine's shungite. Mine is shungite. I like selenite or whatever they call this. I know that there's that like feldspar or whatever they call it. But shungite. Shungite is my favorite. I got some other cool stones. So check this guy out. Ooh. This is a, what do they call a Vogel? The amethyst Vogel. This is going to be in my, oh, thank you for subscribing, Irana, Sarah. This is going to be in my staff. This is going to be in one of my wizard staffs. I'm going to make it all super, super dope. I'm going to make it, my wizard staff is going to be so pimped out, like with so much like space technology that people aren't even aware of yet. And it's going to be like so pimped out. And then I'm going to sell it for a ridiculous amount that nobody will be able to afford. So nobody will ever buy it, but it's going to be worth that much because I say it's going to be worth that much. So if there's somebody that's like, no, I want it, I'll be like, I don't know. Got this guy. I mean, you know how many codes I put in this thing? You know how many codes I put in this stuff? I put so many codes in this thing. So many. Oh, why'd you delete it? Oh, Dr. Chels, Stace. I wanted to troll her. Son of a. Okay, let's see. What kind of music? I know she said it was a joke, and I was gonna tell her a joke. I have so many jokes. Somebody tells me a joke, that they're being honest. They weren't lying. I'm a joke. I don't take myself that seriously. I'm just teasing, Stacy. I love you. I'm just teasing. All right. Okay. What about a song? Yeah, activate those 12G shields. Let's do that before we do the music. Keep what? No, some techno style. I got techno style. Yeah, you can have your eyes closed, open or closed. I'm gonna do this one song that I always do. It's what do you call it? It's licensed through TikTok, so I can play the whole song and not get it taken off or whatever. I don't remember what it's called though. There you go. Right. We're gonna do some codes. All right. So I'm just going to channel to music. So this is one of the ways that I channel these, what we would call light codes, or light linguistics, or light languages. Essentially, I am feeding off of the music. I am surfing the sine waves of the music and playing my energy field very similar to like I would at an instrument. So we've got the different octaves in our energy field, the different chakras, right? The different energy centers that are like scales, they're like notes in music. And you'll see me playing these different energy centers like music. So kind of like holding a chord and strumming it and moving through. And I'm creating a healing song, or I'm creating a magical symphony that can be used in all different types of ways. So what I would recommend to do, since it can be used in many different ways, is to come up with an intention for yourself. Something maybe that you can tangibly experience, right? So maybe don't be super specific, like I need to be able to fly right now. I need to levitate off the ground. But maybe it could be as simple as like feeling way lighter, so I feel like I could levitate off the ground, if you get what I mean. So if it's somewhere that you would like healing to be focused, place your awareness in that area. So if it's a physical thing, place your awareness in your knee. So if it's your knee, place your awareness in your knee. Don't try to get rid of it, just feel it. Just observe what's going on in that area. If it's a mental thing, bring that up in your awareness. Or what you can do is you can assign whatever you want to work on a color. It can be anything. It could be an intention. It could be a manifestation. Assign it a color and make it a ball. So make it maybe a blue ball. If you want to manifest $1 million, identify that $1 million intention as a ball of blue or whatever color, green, whatever. And then hold that in your hands and feel that as deeply as you can with your hands. And feel. Not try to change anything, not try to do anything, just feel what you feel in your hands. Pay attention to any subtle sensations you might feel in your fingertips, any pressures, temperature changes, anything like that. The key is the feeling. So just observe and feel. And we will see what comes through. Hi, buddy. All right. All right, how you feeling? I love you. Which real? Yeah, that was a lot of energy. So oh, thank you, Sammy. Thank you. Your dog loves it. Beautiful. We love your dog. I'm just gonna bring in some grounding. Just some grounding, because that was a lot. There's a lot of oomph. We're gonna let that just chill. All right. Well, I guess I can get my little spiel. So, if you are interested in the stuff that I do, if you are at all interested in all the weirdness that you experienced tonight, and you have questions, or you're interested in learning more for whatever reason, get a hold of me. You can shoot me an email. My email is tyelheals@gmail.com. You can go to the link in my bio and get information how to send me a message that way. You can leave a comment on a video, whatever way works for you. Try to get a hold of me, and I'm happy to answer questions. I do offer one-on-one healings or one-on-one sessions. So essentially what I focus on, what my specialty is to help people activate who they are. So whoever you are to the highest extent possible. So that looks like healing. That looks like what we would call activations, and what we would call upgrades. So healings, of course, are just helping us get rid of the crap that we're not and being in more in alignment with who we are. Activations are like triggering remembrances. So this type of a thing is remembered. It's not necessarily something that's learned. So it gets triggered, you remember it, and it's there. And that can be something like one of your gifts can be coming online, or it could be the idea of upgrades. So if you've already got your clairvoyance on, or your clairsentience, and you're already a big time feeler, you can always boost those up. You can always make them stronger. You can add more bells and whistles. You can get more gifts that you weren't aware of. There's all sorts of different ways to enhance your character in this game, right? There's so many different ways to play the game, and that's my specialty, is to help you hack the game, essentially. Help you embody more of who you are as quickly as possible, whatever that looks like. But we can focus on healing. So if you want to focus on something specific, I love to do that because I like results. That's one of my favorite things, is to help people get results, whatever that is, because I'm a problem solver. So if there's something, physical going on or whatever it is, I would love to try to help you out and figure out the best ways to reconcile that for you. You can get all that information in the link in my bio. You can get a hold of me that way. I'm going to be jumping on more. So the next few days, I'll probably be on more than you want to see me, I'm guessing. But I will be offering those personalized transmissions on the lives. So you can get an experience getting a direct activation healing upgrade right on TikTok Live, which is really fun because, why not? And then I'll be offering more stuff too. So just keep an eye out. Just keep an eye out. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions before I let you all go? Before I can't speak anymore? Because I already can't speak. Can't talk today. I love y'all so much. Thank you. All right. Well, I love y'all so much. And thank you so much to my amazing moderators that I love so much. Truly love you. I love you. And they put up with so much. So if you ever want to show me lots of love, showing the moderators lots of love and support is like everything. So thank you so much. I love you so much. And I will talk to you tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow. So if you're interested, I will see you tomorrow, okay? And I'm going to post this stuff on YouTube tomorrow as well. So I love you. Thank you for the gifts. And thank you for being awesome. And my thing is frozen, so we shall see if I can turn it off. I love y'all. All right, let's see if I can turn this off. Oh. All right, love you. Bye.